And it translates into everything. And just look at a group of geriatric folks getting up from a table after a meal. All of them will grab the table and stabilize themselves
Yeah.
and take a minute before everything sort of fires together so that they feel like they can let go of the table and ambulate out. And then watching them walk is 9 times out of 10 just a disaster waiting to happen. When people strength train, I remember my mom telling me this. This is before I got into strength training. My mom was working with a personal trainer, and she said, and she's got a bad hip that she's had surgery on several times. And she said, I just can get up from a table and walk away now. And that's been the best part. And I'm like, that's it, right? We want to be able to get up and down off the floor to play with our grandkids or our dogs. We want to be able to, I got my parents a puppy the same time I got my puppy, same litter. And these guys are little, I mean, they're fast and they are very, very rambunctious. And I kept telling my parents, I'm like, God, I hope he doesn't take your feet out from underneath you, And my mom's like, oh, I'm fine. My mom keeps it real you should see her deadlift a barrel full of yard debris through the yard. It's amazing.
Awesome.
And so these are the patterns that we need in our day to day. And it's not just about injury reduction. It's literally about being able to fire quickly. And this translates into our immune system's health. That's what people don't understand. Like, this is how our immune system responds to invaders, is because we have a healthy nervous system. We have a healthy nervous system because we have a healthy musculoskeletal system.
Yes. Yeah. Towards the end of my career, I started specializing in training people in advanced age. I didn't know that this would happen, but I started training a lot of doctors towards the end, and then they started referring their patients to me. And this became my favorite group of people to train for many different reasons. Selfishly, they're just very wise. So I would ask them questions and I would learn so much, but also because, it's one thing to get somebody to lose 20 pounds. That's life-changing. But, I'll tell you a story that illustrates what I'm talking about. I had a woman that I trained that was 83 at the time. And her daughter brought her to me because she needed to improve her mobility. Well, anyway, about 6 months into our training, she walks into my studio, and we didn't have an appointment. In fact, I thought maybe I screwed up on my time. So I looked at my schedule and I said, I don't think I have an appointment with you right now. She goes, no. I just want to come in to tell you, I just went grocery shopping next door, and I closed the trunk of my car, my car by myself. She's like, I haven't been able to do that. It's like life-changing, type of stuff. And I didn't train. There wasn't a single person over the age of 70. At one point, there was quite a few clients I had that were between the ages of 70, and my oldest was 91. I trained them all once a week. That was it. One day a week. And they all saw profound benefits in their mobility and quality of life. Profound. In fact, I just quoted a study that just came out that showed that people between the ages of 75 to 90 build strength and muscle as fast as people who strength train in their 60s. Now, I think the potential is always different, right? As you get older, the potential maybe comes down. But what's my point with this? Your body will adapt. In fact, the day you die is the day your body stops its ability to adapt. It will adapt. There's also this very strong connection between mental health and wellness and muscle. In fact, strength training to date is the only form of exercise that seems to show the stop, or in this case, there was a study out of Sydney, Australia, that showed the halting of the progression of Alzheimer's. It was strength training that showed that. Now, in my opinion, I think it has to do with its insulin sensitizing effects. I think that what they call it, type 3 diabetes. I think that's probably it. I think part of it also is some of the stuff I just said with the proprioceptive training. I think it trains the brain more than other forms of exercise. But it's got remarkable effects in that way. I remember one woman I trained, very sad story. She came to me with dementia. Her daughter hired me, another person. And, I trained her for 3 years, and you'd see her memory kind of waver a little bit, but it was somewhat stable. She was in her 80s. And then she had an accident at home and had to be bedridden for a while. It was like 3 months. And I saw her 5 months later, because after that, her daughter couldn't afford to hire me. They had to have, full-time care. I saw her 5 months later. This woman who I trained for 3 years didn't recognize me. Literally, the progression of her dementia accelerated so quickly in that 5-month period, and it was due to she couldn't exercise. She couldn't strength train anymore.
Yep. It's the central nervous system. I mean, I'm a chiropractor first and foremost before I became a naturopathic
Yeah.
physician. Like, I'm a chiropractor at the core. So everything goes back to the CNS. And strength training, heavy, specifically heavy lifting under the guidance of a skilled individual or through a program that like the type you guys make, uh, it's the heaviness of it. It stimulates the CNS in a very specific way that nothing else does, and that organizes, like you said, the hormones. It organizes your central nervous system. The contracting of the muscle, having control over your body and space, the proprioception, all the things you just said, is what helps keep the immune system activated and
Yeah.
organized as well. And you cannot clear out damaged proteins. Your organelles inside your cells won't work appropriately and fire appropriately, and they won't organize appropriately if your central nervous system is all fritzed out. So it's non-negotiable, you guys. I think, Sal, you've just done a beautiful job of making a case for why.
Thank you.
all the ways that I've been trying to get people to understand that strength training is non-negotiable. You guys have such incredible programs, and I mean, every time I turn around, I feel like you're launching a cool new one. You guys just launched a cool GLP-1. Can you talk more about that and tell people where to find you?
Yeah, so we offer a wide variety of workout programs for different goals and different individuals. We have like some that are, if you've never done strength training or you're a complete beginner, we have something called MAP Starter. If you're very advanced, or if you have a specific type of strength training goal, then we have those types of programs available. We just did the GLP-1 program because of, I mean, just these GLP-1s are taking the world by storm, and we saw the potential abuse and negatives that could happen from people who just aren't strength training. And so we said, okay, we got to put something out there for people who are on these that can help them appropriately strength train, especially in those early stages of low calorie, that can help kind of mitigate those negatives. And that's what that was. But yeah, that's the primary thing that we do is, or the way we produce revenue is we create, like we did when we're trainers, we create workout programs, and the workout programs have the exercises and video demos, and so you know how to do it properly. And then the podcast really is about communicating these things in ways that make sense. I could speak science all day, but really what we try to do is, can we communicate this in a way that's effective, that gets people to really understand, and can we communicate the things that are important and stay away from like, can we prioritize the things that need to be prioritized and stay away from the other stuff so that people can move the big rocks first. And so that's what you hear on the show. We're trying to talk to the average person, not to a bunch of other fitness fanatics like ourselves.